to the Quad.
It was the Quad.
It was the Quad Podcast. It was a podcast
It's
smash.
the Quad.
It caught on in a flash.
Podcast.
It was the Quad
It's the
Podcast.
Quad.
It was the Quad Podcast.
Podcast.
It was a podcast
It's the
smash.
Quad.
It caught on in a flash.
Podcast.
It was the Quad Podcast.
I
Tasty.
completely forgot that there was a new intro.
It'll get you.
If you're watching on YouTube, you will have seen what I just did. I was sitting there going, wait, what? Did it not play? Did the thing not happen? Did you not do the thing,
You
Josh?
stared at me like I hit the wrong button again.
I did.
I'm so
This-
happy we have another week of that.
Yes. This is the Quad with Chris Young. As always, I am Chris. We got a Haley the Bear.
Hello.
Producer Josh.
Hello, hello, hello.
And Ryan from Miami.
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Why?
Probably not much. They don't. Woodchucks aren't very large animals.
That's what I was thinking. Same page.
So they're throwing the wood?
Yeah, they're chucking it. So.
Well, doesn't Allstate answer that question with their commercials? Wasn't it Allstate? Am I thinking of the right company that did those stupid things? And they had the little woodchucks chucking wood and laughing.
You're in good hands.
It was either that or farmers. It seems
Farmers.
like something farmers
that
would
would
do.
be a farmer's thing.
I think maybe it was farmers.
I don't know. Who won the poll? I think it was Ketchup.
Ketchup one. Yep.
Which is,
Although-
by the way, I've got a bone to pick with you, Josh.
What'd I do this
have
time?
to start saying what we are calling the actual hot take in the post, because you just said what's the best condiment, which is not what the hot take was.
The one that you can't live without if
The
you had
one
to choose.
condiment you couldn't live without. It's not what's the best condiment.
That's fair.
Semantics. But, ketchup won.
Oh,
So why don't we
well, of
focus
course.
on the win?
By the way-
According to the DMs, both ranch and mayo would have destroyed ketchup.
Mayo?
Mayo can get the
Yuck.
hell out of here.
that-
Y'all are nuts.
You can get effed mayo.
Y'all are nuts.
No, thank you.
Gross.
Absolutely not.
Now, you put it in some, a dip, like a spinach artichoke dip?
No.
Welcome to our podcast where we
Where we rip on mayo.
destroy your opinion on a regular basis.
You like mayo? Get out!
Get out!
Oh man. You know what? Normally we start with music or sports. Do we want to adhere to that, or do we want to just go straight to movies?
Sports.
Because
I'm really excited to talk about the movie, though.
Sports.
did
Well-
everyone see it?
I did.
Ryan.
Sports.
He wants to talk about sports because the Dolphins won.
Sports.
Yeah, they looked awful.
Sports.
by the way.
Yeah, but they're 4-0.
All right, let's go to sports.
Sports.
All right. Fantasy football update.
No, let's not talk about that.
Oh, you don't want to talk about that part?
No, let's leave that out.
We should definitely talk about fantasy football.
By the way, before we get into anything, it is a national holiday. It is my dad's birthday today.
Hey.
Let's go, Mike.
So I wanted to address that first and foremost. Old man, I love you.
Big fan.
And by the way, he just texted me back because I texted him happy birthday right before this started. He goes, "Thank you, son." And he goes, "Love the spooky intro to the podcast."
Yeah. All right.
So if I had just read that text before we started, I would have been aware that was still
It's
happening.
okay. Everything happened the way it's supposed to.
Oh,
That's
and by the way, we are all dressing up
correct.
next week. Mm-hmm. Okay. Because I have a different costume than what my Halloween costume
Not
is.
only are we all dressing up, but we are bringing the carved pumpkin. And if you do not show up with a carved pumpkin, you are disqualified. So if only
I
one
need to
person
carve a
brings
pumpkin?
it, yeah,
All right.
you must show up with the carved pumpkin. You can't
Pumpkin,
carve pumpkin, pumpkin,
You got to show with that pumping.
pumpkin. You can't carve it during the podcast. It has
Why
to be
not?
pre-carved.
I feel like it'd be funny if I sat here and carved a pumpkin during
I
the podcast.
don't think it would be funny
no,
at
that
all.
would be messy, and you're going to knock something over.
There is
You're going to
not
cut yourself.
enough space for you to
There
do
is really
that.
not. And we do not want to do that around electrical equipment. Anyway, going to our fantasy league. Josh, what happened?
Yeah,
The
what happened?
Dallas Cowboys beat the crap out of the Detroit
No, no,
Lions.
no,
Is
no,
what
no,
happened.
no, no,
Is
no,
what
no,
is
no,
what
no.
happened to my fantasy team. That's what happened. Jared Goff has
Has
one
one
point.
I saw.
Also, it must be noted, Austin didn't even start a tight end or a kicker, and he still would have beat every single person in the league.
Every
this
single
year.
person in the league.
So that's a scheduled loss for me.
His team went off. So just like normal, I should lose to Bear during the season.
However,
as she keeps lording it over everyone, it's not what happens this week. It's what happens at the end of the season.
Okay, well, you got to make it to the playoffs. Are you set to make it to the playoffs?
Playoffs.
Yeah.
yeah.
We're talking about playoffs.
Actually, I am.
It's the three of us minus Ryan and then Stacy right now.
Because I'll be one win ahead on
It doesn't matter.
my division.
You'll be in the playoffs with us.
Playoffs are a long ways away, ladies and gentlemen. Let's focus
Right.
on
Yeah, that's a good
stacking
question, Ryan.
dubs.
Ryan, what are you stacking right now? L's.
Parity. We talk about parity.
And
The
there is
NFL
to
has
say-
parity. Our fantasy football league has parity.
And this is to say he does have Montgomery left, but the chance of Montgomery
No,
scoring
no,
32 points
that's
to
not
2
happening.
points.
That's not happening. That's very cute. I really appreciate you hedging your bet there, but that's
I have the Pats defense. If they score 80 points tonight, I will win. Yes.
Mitchell Tenpenny actually set his lineup. Thank you, Mitchell. And he is beating his friend. He's beating Ernest.
Ernest is struggled a little bit. He started a wide receiver on a bye too.
Stone wins again, and then
Ernest is voting present.
the reason that we were talking about Josh losing, Austin Machado out of nowhere puts up 157 points with this team.
He was on like a 3-game losing streak. And
Yep.
then
That is bananas.
To be fair, Eckler and Jones crushed this weekend.
And
So
so
did
did
Burrow.
Burrow did too. Yeah.
But I mean, Etienne had almost 19.
who did nothing the whole season.
Higgins had 14. Adams had almost 18. Like, his whole team went off. And he had 2 people.
He would have beat any
That
single
were out.
person. Yeah.
He started a Bass on a bye, by the way.
That's on a bye.
Maybe he just didn't want to give up his kicker. Who knows?
His bench didn't do crap, which
Well,
is
what's
one
interesting
thing.
is Josh's bench probably would have helped him out a lot. He had Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones would have made quite a difference than the 1 point Jared Goff gave me.
Oh my God, 1 point.
1.52.
Oh my lord.
Let's get to that, by the way. Got a chance to go to the Cowboys game.
Yes, it was
Took
so
some
much
friends. I'm sorry to our buddy Jordo, who was forced to wear the jersey that I have on right now. If you're watching on YouTube, Ryan, what's that link?
It is youtube.com/c/the quad with Chris Young. Subscribe, like, rate, review, comment, and share it with your friends.
So he had to wear this jersey all the way home. And I had made the bet getting on the plane. And I got to be honest, through the first half, I was like, Dak's still trying to get his legs underneath him, figure out everything. And, they had a couple false starts that I believe are caused by just different cadence from quarterbacks. That happens. That's a thing. But they put it
Defense.
together in the second half, and that defense was ridiculous. Our defense is ridiculous. If you don't think the Cowboys are not legit, I don't know what to tell you. I get it that they're second in their division, but I would argue they're better than most other teams in the league right now.
Better than any team in the NFC North.
Yep.
NFC North is a mess.
The Packers also just lost to the Washington Commanders.
The C words.
Can we talk about Brady and Rodgers right now for a second? Who got beat by 2 former XFL quarterbacks yesterday? Like, it's time to sound the
time,
alarm
right?
in Green Bay and Tampa Bay because
time.
the Bays are not looking good right now.
Let me say this. Tom Brady, I think, is shown us all he has to show us. I think
In his career, yes.
I think it is time.
For sure.
He is the GOAT. Anyone that wants to argue that, who are you picking? Are you picking a different bygone era when passing wasn't as much of a thing? Okay. I'm a proponent of history, but I think Tom Brady, whether you like him or not, is the best quarterback we've ever seen.
There's no doubt about that. And
That I think that's unequivocal.
there's no doubt about that. What we're seeing right now, though, is unprecedented
It's-
for Tom Brady.
it's bad.
This is the first time
It's
he's
bad.
had a losing record this deep into the season since 2002.
His personal
Now-
life is also falling apart. So
Aaron Rodgers, I will argue, is the same problem that they've had the entire time he has existed in Green Bay.
No weapons.
He has nothing. He literally has nothing.
And the people that he does have are dropping passes left and right. I watched that entire game. It's not on Aaron Rodgers.
I'm not an Aaron Rodgers apologist. I get it. Aaron Rodgers is slowly
Cocky as hell.
He's slowly you know what? It's interesting that you would say that of all people, Bear. He's slowly, outwardly, from perception, becoming Jay Cutler.
yep. Oh my gosh, he
Whoa,
is.
whoa, 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 whoa.
What a
whoa,
great
whoa,
take.
Whoa.
No, because that's the thing.
No
Because
one-
Let's go through. Let's parse through that for a second because I
Yeah.
want to hear why.
Well, because like he's obviously grumpy every single time he does an interview. Yes, he's smart. Yes, he's intelligent. Yes, he's a great
he
quarterback.
has a great arm. Cutler had a good arm. Just
But
never
he's
worked with
just
his
not-
players.
But name one thing that Aaron Rodgers has done recently that made you go, man, that's a really likable guy.
It's been post-pandemic has not been good for the Aaron Rodgers brand. That's for sure.
Even pre-pandemic, he was
But
very
that-
cocky.
It's not
Well-
that. It's not the cocky part. Every NFL quarterback is cocky to some extent. They have to be. It's ego.
Except for
in
Taylor
same-
Heineke.
He's also in your division, so like you're gonna hate him no matter what. I hate Phillip Rivers, and I don't think Phillip Rivers is a bad person.
But, all right.
You know what I mean?
Everybody loves Phil.
I
He's so nice.
I hate him, but I think he's a nice guy.
everyone loves someone. Everyone doesn't love one person. There's not one.
Tua. Nobody hates Tua.
No.
He's like everyone's godchild.
Well, no,
Buddy.
we all feel bad for him.
Exactly. We love him like a
We
child.
feel bad that he's on the Dolphins. No.
No, we feel bad that he's even playing
I'm
right
kidding.
now.
I'm kidding. No,
Something's
I
up.
don't think
Something's
that's.
up.
I don't think that's a hot take. I feel like
It's very
Aaron
true.
is stuck in a position where he's going to be disliked. When everyone is disliking you, especially people in your own fan base, it makes you question
Your own
yourself.
family.
Then it makes you like put your back up. It's a repeating cycle. All I'm saying about Aaron Rodgers is I don't think it's his fault.
No, but the
It's
problem.
not the same. It's not the same thing as Tom Brady. And you're a Bears fan, so just time out for a second. All right, you're gonna see this through a different lens. He does not have any weapons. Period. And don't tell me like Valdez Scantling. Just because I've got him on my team on fantasy, it's the only person he can throw to. Like that's.
Valdez Scantling's on the Chiefs now, anyway.
Well, yeah, I know. Shoot.
That's my guy.
Oops. See, I mean, that's my point.
He's got Sammy Watkins back.
Alan Lazard, is who Aaron
Dude,
has.
all right, by the way, but Lazard is not a number one.
No.
So now Lazard is getting double covered, so he can't catch the balls that he was catching last year. They didn't replace anybody. They didn't draft anyone for the offensive.
And they don't have anyone
front.
fast.
It's like,
So you double Lazard, you send another one to the box to keep Aaron Jones contained, and there it is. That's it. What else
I
are you
don't know
going to do?
what, and they've been leaning on Aaron Rodgers for years. And I'm sorry, all my Green Bay fans out there. I love Green Bay. I love the city. I love playing shows there. I've got friends that are Packers fans. I don't know what else you want this guy to do because he is getting older, but he's very smart. He's a very capable quarterback. I don't think he's having the same problem that Tom Brady is.
No, I think they're very separate issues going on right now. Tampa, in general, I mean, that wide open drop by Mike Evans to start that game against Carolina, I mean, that set the tone for that game. Tampa Bay's had a lot of problems offensively. They can't get the ball going. There are people calling for Todd Bowles' head right now as the head coach, trying to fire Todd Bowles this early into his tenure as Tampa Bay's head coach. But here's one thing that I will say, because we talked about how much parity there is in the NFL this year. 11 of the 16 NFC teams are under 500. There is time to rebound for both the Green Bay Packers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
So are you calling relax?
I'm saying
R-E-L-A-X.
R-E-L-A-X. Relax.
Even though you're the one that started this?
Exactly. Everything is going to be A-okay. The Bucs are going to make the playoffs. The Green Bay Packers are going to make the playoffs. Everything is going to be A-okay. And both will win their respective divisions, by the way.
I think the Vikings will still beat the Packers.
I agree.
Were you just trying to bait me into saying something?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hot take. It's hot take. Wake and take today.
That's
baby.
not a hot take. I don't think that's a hot take.
You calling
that-
him Jay Cutler was a hot take, but I like that. I'm down for that.
No, no.
That's
Wait. Do not parse my words, Ryan Bass. Do not try to edit one piece of something that you like.
Let's make this go viral.
What I said
Now we
was
want this to trend.
he is starting to
Become.
look like Jay Cutler from the perspective of how people perceive him, not his play.
I want the headline.
Aaron
Chris
Rodgers
Young
is a
says
much
Aaron-
no.
says
Aaron
Aaron Rodgers,
Rodgers
Jay
is a much better player than Jay Cutler, but Jay Cutler was a really good player who got dumped on a lot because
Yeah, because we paid him
He
$10
just-
million for 1 year.
he wasn't overly like super PC and cuddly to everybody.
Well, the thing, okay,
Cutler and
another thing
Cutler.
I want to compare is because obviously we know I've never liked Jay Cutler as our quarterback either. It's even though he doesn't have weapons, he does the same thing that Jay does. It's never Jay's fault. It's never Aaron's fault. It's always everybody else's fault. They can never accept their own fault.
Now that I disagree with. Aaron has fallen on the sword. He goes, "It's me, it's the receivers, it's all of us." He actually said that in a post game interview. You just didn't see it on ESPN because it wasn't interesting.
Right. They took the clip out and they said,
Yeah.
we need to simplify.
Right. You okay over there?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. He said, yeah,
Losing the
they
voice.
took part of the clip and said, we need to simplify the offense, and everyone ran with that. But the front part of it was, I'm taking responsibility. I'm out of sync with my receivers. I have to do a better job. That
Yep.
was the front part of it.
All right.
It should be known. Todd Bowles as a head coach, 27-44 for his
Yeah,
career.
he has not been great. Yeah. Well, I mean, the Jets were not good.
I was
under him
wait,
either,
time
so-
out. Yeah, you can't.
Great as a defensive coordinator, though.
You can't
Fantastic DC.
You can't take his record from the previous team and then lump it into that.
As a head coach is what I said.
All right. How has he been when he's been the head coach of the Bucks?
He's 2-4 as the head coach of the Bucks. As a defensive coordinator for the last 3 years, he's
fantastic.
24, 31 and
Quick math, I love this.
18.
He, by the way, has led the NFC's and NFL's best run defense the last 3 years. Tampa Bay still, despite what they've struggled this year, are the best run defense in the league.
Speaking of crappy coaches, the Bears.
They play tonight.
They haven't even played yet.
Yeah, we're going to lose to the Patriots.
All right.
Come on.
We'll see.
We're
Give
going
it a
to
chance.
lose.
We'll see.
It's
You
back-
want to talk about that awful 16-10 game your Dolphins
Awful. A
put
win is a
out?
win, is it not? I mean,
A
they
win
broke,
is a win.
They broke their 3-game losing streak. Tua comes back. First opening drive leads a huge opening drive touchdown.
And how
Tua
about
should
after
still
that?
not be playing.
How about after
there
that?
were 5 picks that were dropped. That Tua should have been picked off 5 times. But you know what? He wasn't. He looked in control. He got it to his playmakers, and the Dolphins survived after Kenny Pickett threw an interception deep in the red zone at the end of that game.
And after tonight, you'll be tied for last in your division with the New England Patriots after they beat the Bears.
Jesus.
It's still early. And
I
by the
still
way,
stand by Tua
coming up
should
next,
still not be playing.
Coming up next, the Detroit Lions. Thank you for beating their heads in, because now the Dolphins get to go in there and absolutely wax them just to continue to push them.
I actually want to give you a little bit of context for that. If anyone actually watched the Dallas-Detroit game, Detroit was playing pretty
They were
well in
fighting.
the first
They were
half,
fighting.
man.
Dan Campbell, fighting Dan Campbell's.
They were
Were they
playing pretty
biting
well.
kneecaps off? Or
They were actually actively trying to go away from Micah Parsons, which is smart. But then in the second half,
The Dallas defense is really, I mean, what we've learned is
Our
they're really,
defense
really,
is-
really good.
our defense is really
Do not
good.
sleep on Detroit's ability to put 38 points on the board. So
Yeah.
Oh, no, I
so by the
won't.
way,
I've seen it.
I also want you to know that after getting waxed like they did in Dallas, and Jared Goff having a terrible performance, that dude can still put up numbers, and I would not be surprised if if that's a trap game for Miami, thinking, okay, now we've got our players back, we're good to go, we got a win under our belt.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Well, it is Dan Campbell revenge game, because Campbell was
Campbell
the interim
revenge.
head coach of the Miami Dolphins at one point. Campbell
I don't
is what we like
think
to call him.
they- I don't think that really counts.
No, it doesn't.
That's
a revenge game. We love revenge
it's
games.
not a revenge game.
I do want to play our favorite game, which is good or not good.
Oh, wait, dude. Kansas City.
we won. Let's move on.
They waxed San Francisco.
Crushed them.
I just
them.
know. I just
By the
want
way,
you to,
like,
I want you to have your moment.
Best
We
team in the
can't-
league, no, because they look like it.
Ryan, let him have his moment.
That's what I'm asking. Best team in the league. They look like.
I think they are the second best team in the AFC.
You still think Buffalo looks better than them?
Buffalo beat us a week ago. Yeah.
I don't know. I think.
Do you think they could
Smart
beat the
man
Eagles?
right there.
I think they could beat. I think it could be competitive with the Eagles. I think that the Bills, the Chiefs. What would be the third best team in the AFC right now?
The Bengals probably, even though
I think that's recency bias because they've been pretty crappy. This week
Yeah,
was
they
good.
started pretty crappy.
ever since that 4 interception
You know
first
what?
week for Burrow, 13 touchdowns, 1 pick. He's been great.
I'm with Ryan. I do think that the news of their demise was greatly over-exaggerated. I think it's the Bengals.
But keep an eye on the Jets.
No.
I like the Jets.
Keep an eye on the Jets.
Get out of here. All
Brees
right.
Hall.
Go ahead,
Brees
Ryan.
Lightning.
Ask your question.
Brees Hall tore his ACL. He's out for the season.
Brees Lightning. I didn't see that.
He's
that
out-
sucks. That
he's out
stinks
for the
them.
season.
He was
Yeah.
great. He was great
Much
this
like
year.
me saying Valdez Scantling,
Yeah.
he's on a different team.
Yeah, guess who has him on his fantasy team? Yeah.
He was exceptional this year. The Chiefs have won 14 in a row against NFC teams, by the way. That's kind of an interesting stat there.
Dating back to the Super Bowl. Let's go.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So good or not good? I love playing this game each and every week when we do it. So let's start with the New York Jets at 5-2. Good or not good?
Good.
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 Although without Brees Hall, that's going to be
It's going to be a hard hit.
that's tough.
Let's hope that backup comes in strong.
They're 4-0 on the road, by the way. It's their first 4-game winning streak in nearly 7 years for the Jets. Interesting to see where they are. 5-2 right now, right behind on the heels of the Buffalo Bills.
There's
first
a
place.
big gap between those two teams, but yes.
Okay, Baltimore is 4-3.
Not
Lamar
good.
Jackson was contained this week against Cleveland.
Again, but Lamar's the only one holding that team together.
Good or not good?
Not good.
Not
Not
good.
good.
They're in first place. Still
But
in
they're
first
still
place.
not good.
Tied with the Bengals, by the way, who are 4-3.
By the
in
way,
first
you
place.
can win your division and still not be good.
Look at
Do
the
you
NFC
think that,
North.
Do you think the NFC North has any legitimate teams that will challenge for a Super Bowl?
I think if Tampa Bay gets things going, I do think that they can challenge in the
No.
NFC North.
I do.
NFC.
Oh, NFC North.
Not AF.
NFC South. But no.
NFC North, I mean,
No.
No.
the Vikings have to prove it to me. Do it in the playoffs.
No, dude. They
Do it in
aren't
the
any
playoffs.
good. They aren't any good.
But I'll tell you what.
All they had to
They
do
might
is
win a game here and there, but they
move
aren't any
the-
good.
If they move the Super Bowl to Monday, you can count them out for sure.
Oh, Lord.
Jeez.
Super Bowl's on a Monday. You heard it here first.
All right, good or not good? And now leading the AFC South at 4-2, your Tennessee Titans. Now beat the Colts. Matt Ryan didn't look very good. Colts had a chance to come back and win that game, but the Titans held them off. Good or not good?
I don't know yet. I can't decide.
You're going with an I don't know.
I can't decide on the Titans right now. They're so hot and cold. I don't even know what to think about them.
I'm going to go with not good. That's wins over Washington,
Yeah, I'm going to go not good as well.
Las Vegas, and the Cardinals. They did beat the Bucks.
They did.
Yeah, not good.
Okay. All right, moving over to the NFC East. The 5-2 Dallas Cowboys. Good or not good?
Good.
Good.
Well, okay, time out. First of all, you're not even picking the leader in our division,
No.
which is the Eagles.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking. They are the only undefeated team left. The Giants right behind them at 6-1, but the Cowboys 5-2. Good or not?
Well, first of all, we already beat the Giants.
good? I mean,
Like
it's a simple
the
question.
Giants are not the second best team in that division. Let's be honest.
I just know the NFC East is a good division. That's it.
All of the Giants' wins have come in one-score games.
Mm-hmm.
They're a good football team. That's a sign of a good football team.
Okay, wait. Time out. I'm not saying that the Giants aren't good. I'm saying Dallas is better. I'll say that.
Dallas's
and I know
defense is
that may
definitely
sound like
coming
I'm
in
a
hot.
homer, but you put anybody up against our defense when we actually have our starting quarterback and we've got everything like figured out halfway through the season. Yeah, we lost to Tampa in that first game. That was a one-score game.
I'm going not good.
Really?
I think the Giants and the Eagles are both better than the Cowboys.
He also thinks the Dolphins are good, so that says a lot.
No. He's welcome to his opinion.
I'm entitled
Ryan,
to
I want you to bookmark this
I will.
for later.
All right, last but not least, the San Francisco 49ers, who did get steamrolled by the Chiefs yesterday. However, adding Christian McCaffrey, who, I mean, looked like he knew the playbook, came right in there and was the starting running back. 3-4 San Francisco 49ers. Good or not good?
Not
good.
Not good, and not even the best team in their division. You know who is?
The Seattle Seahawks.
The Seattle Seahawks.
That was an impressive win, by the way, against Los Angeles.
That team
Russell
is
Wilson sits out and they win a game.
unreal. Unreal. Geno Smith, everyone.
I gotta be honest. Have you guys seen the Subway commercial?
With Russell Wilson?
Where he puts the blindfold on? Have you seen that one?
No, the dangerous.
You know they pulled it, right? You know they pulled it?
No.
They pulled it.
They did pull the sub. They did.
pulled the Subway commercial.
Wait, did the Broncos win with their backup?
No.
No.
Broncos country.
That's right.
That's right. There was a second one where he puts on a blindfold. He's like, I can't see anyone. And someone already made a supercut
Yep.
of like KJ Hamler in the end zone.
no.
I believe it was Annie Agar on Twitter.
Oh, she's
and
great.
So
Yeah.
shout out to her.
She's awesome.
She's so funny.
God.
How is he so bad?
Clearly, no communication between him and his team.
He's so bad.
And he has weapons, by the way. Like, it's
Or
not
he
like they
just
don't have
doesn't-
weapons on that team.
Or he doesn't know the play, or the receivers don't know the plays.
I don't think their coach. I think Nate Hackett is not very good.
You're saying he's not hacking it?
He's not a very good head coach. So I think that's part of it. I think their offensive line is bad. So that's part of it.
Well, okay.
But he's also missing wide open receivers on simple
it's-
reads.
it's
So
very-
that part's on him.
Hang on. Dak Prescott went from having the best offensive line to all kinds of problems with his, and he still didn't look that bad.
Yeah, but he had a good coach.
I don't know. Sorry, Broncos fans. We really thought you were going to do it this year.
I
We
had
thought
money
this
on
was
it.
going to be the year.
I thought it was it.
I never really had high hopes in them.
I did. I was wrong. I was way wrong.
Early reports were like, Russ is so great in the locker room. All the guys are really responding. We have a leader now.
Well, the weird thing is, like, they said you can't get to him unless you contact him through, like, his agent.
Yeah.
You know how many people have my direct contact?
Yeah.
That would be like my guitar player trying to call me. Me being like,
Hey, Kevin, give my
sorry,
agent a call.
if you'll just go ahead and call my manager
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
I would also like to take this moment to just remind everyone that none of us are DMing you. We do not need Apple gift cards. We do not have side accounts.
We are not in secret relationships with you.
We are not. We are not.
None of this is real.
This
Also,
is ridiculous that we even
also-
have to say it, but you guys would be shocked. I've gotten hate mail from people before that are like, you were in a relationship with me. I'm like, no, I really wasn't. I promise. I'm don't need you to pick up a secret briefcase.
There's no such thing as a landing fee for us to fly in to see you.
Nope. None of those
His tour
things.
managers are not messaging you. His label's
Nope.
not messaging you.
Nope.
Porter's not messaging you.
My mom is not messaging you.
Becky's
I
not.
promise.
Dot's
She's-
not. No one's.
We're not. None
we
of us
love
are
you.
doing this. We love you guys,
We're so glad that you're here.
but we are not.
We are
DMing
not
you.
talking.
And make sure
I don't slide in the DMs.
you comment, like, subscribe, rate, review, and share it with your friends.
Ryan at the end. Okay. One last question before we get out of here, because we've been talking about sports for entirely too long.
We got to do World Series too, right? You got to set the stage.
Not
for
yet.
that.
Not yet.
Phillies Astros
Not yet. We'll see.
starts on Friday.
We'll see.
Astros win.
Wait. But you just said World Series and then mentioned Phillies Astros.
Those are the two.
Those are
teams.
the two teams in the World Series.
Yeah.
Starts on Friday.
What?
Starts on Friday.
No way.
Yeah. 6 seed Phillies. Under the old format, wouldn't have been in the playoffs.
Yeah,
Now they're
Yankees
in the
got
World
blown
Series.
out.
Do we care?
Houston Astros are still cheaters. Never
I
forget.
still want to see if that was. I'm pretty sure I picked the Houston Astros to win.
Again, before we move on, if you're a Phillies fan or a
Congratulations.
Astros fan, congrats.
Bryce Harper finally living up to, years after being
Living
drafted.
up to.
Living
whoa,
up to the hype.
whoa,
Finally.
whoa. You need to pause.
He's had an epic postseason.
Yeah, but
Unbelievable.
dude, that is none of his fault why they haven't made
Well, then
the World Series. None of that has
No, no,
anything to do
but
with
here's the
him.
thing.
Living
Here's
up
the
to.
thing. Here's the
no,
thing.
Ryan, stop
No,
trying
no,
to
no, no.
qualify.
Let me
Ryan,
finish.
no,
Let me finish.
let me finish
Let me
because I'm
finish.
the one that started talking. That is not on Bryce Harper.
The fact that the Nationals won the World Series the year after he left, that's not on Bryce
That
Harper?
is not on
because
Bryce
everybody
Harper.
put that on Bryce. Everybody was like, oh, Bryce Harper gets out of town, and now the Nationals win the World Series.
Yeah, why?
A lot of people were
Why
talking
would-
about his attitude, his leadership, the way that he is with that franchise.
You know
And
how
I'm
many
sure, that
players
has, I'm
change?
sure that has a great effect on pitching.
You're talking about the Nationals pitching was fantastic. That wasn't the issue.
What was the
He
issue?
left. He left. They won the World Series the year later. Now
What
he's
was
on the Phillies.
What was he averaging
What, when they won the World Series?
when he left? Batting. Because
I
that's the
don't
only
know.
thing he's required to do.
And he's had one of the most improbable postseason runs ever this year. Has like the 5th highest on-base percentage ever.
Josh, help me. Help me with him.
You're trying to make a point that's not really correlated.
Just saying.
It doesn't
actual-
correlate at all.
in actual sports.
Harper.
The Cubs won the World Series and were crap the next year. It's a multiple change of players, not just one.
Said a huge impact.
Bryce Harper leaving is not why the Nationals
I didn't
won
say
it.
that. I'm
That
saying
is exactly
that was,
what you said.
That was the narrative.
You're
and now I'm
implying
saying,
it.
No, I'm not. I'm saying that was the national narrative. Now he is living up to the hype as the $300 million player for the Phillies. You can mute
Which
me all
one
you
is
want.
this?
You can mute me
go
all you
ahead and
want.
mute Ryan. So
Just 'cause you
that's-
don't agree
I
with
wasn't
me.
even trying to talk about baseball, and Ryan's trying to drag me into an argument.
Okay.
So, like literally, that you actually think that Bryce Harper leaving is why they won?
That's not what I said.
That is, you're implying it.
No, it's the same thing as your Jay Cutler, Aaron Rodgers conversation. You're misinterpreting what I just said.
Okay, repeat it.
That was the national narrative. It's not what I believed. It was the national narrative around
But
Bryce
you
Harper.
didn't say that's not what you believed when you brought it up.
I was telling
said,
you.
People said
he's living up to the
They
hype.
did. The national narrative was he leaves, they win the World Series. He now goes to the Phillies and finally is living up to the $300 million contract that he paid him because he is having one of the best postseasons for a baseball player ever in MLB history.
he's been living up to that contract from the beginning of his career. He has been one of the best hitters that we've ever seen. He's been a 5-tool player
Win a
the
ring.
entire time.
Win a ring.
All right, Charles Barkley, calm down. The last thing I was going to say, we're just going to completely skip. We'll get to college football next week.
Whoa.
Let's go to music.
Music.
Should be noted the Lakers are a dumpster fire. Okay, music.
Russ was benched, wasn't he?
Just sell everyone.
Music.
Go, y'all. One of y'all lead it. I can't. Go ahead.
The music section?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys were there. You go.
Yeah. Hey, Country Thunder. Good show down there in Kissimmee, Florida.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of
O-Town,
fun.
Central Florida.
It was a good day. Friday, yeah, he headlined a great Country Thunder.
It's a great time. How was that bagel, by the way?
Anyways, Ashley McBride opened. Nico Moon.
You guys are so good at music.
Cameron Marlowe. It was a great show.
Marlowe.
Well, because we clearly both have
is
a
it a
job
wine?
in music.
Cameron Marlowe. Marlowe.
Yeah, it was a great day. Beautiful weather there in sunny Central
Got
Florida.
to see my Mama Bear and my stepdad and a best friend of mine down there as well. And so, yeah, I had a blast. I obviously don't know anything in music because that's not my job.
If you are in the Northeast this week, I am playing with my friend Joseph Gallant, opening for Parker McCollum in just outside Hartford, Connecticut on Thursday, Boston, Massachusetts on Friday, and Bangor, Maine on Saturday.
Bangor.
So if you are up there and you have tickets, wave at me, yell at me, do something. I don't care.
Love that.
I'll say hi.
Bangor, Maine, huh?
Beautiful.
That's far up there.
Beautiful this time of year.
I'm also very jealous because Chris did get to do his charity with Tom Hanks. I was very jealous, actually. How do you feel about that, Josh?
I'm very excited for Chris. I would love to hear more about it, Chris.
Yeah.
I'm busy.
Well,
Are you a plain bagel guy or an everything bagel guy?
Ryan, you bought me an everything bagel this morning.
Just making sure. Just wanted to know. You know, you're a butter and bagel kind of guy, which
I
is kind of
am.
interesting.
I
It's really
don't-
plain.
This is not. Chris, can you come back, please?
How was your event with Tom Hanks? That's pretty cool.
It's weird when I'm not involved, isn't it?
well, in music, considering I don't have
I
a
can
job
carry the
in
sports
music,
section if you want.
and Ryan doesn't have a music section or a music
I don't think
history.
anybody wants you to carry the sports section, Ryan. You think that Bryce Harper, I'm still pissed off about that. All right. Country Thunder was fantastic. Shout out to anybody that was in Kissimmee, Florida. Thank you so very much. That was entirely too much fun at that show. I had a blast. The crowd was amazing. You guys were singing everything. It was perfect. So, and the weather was gorgeous. It was just a beautiful day, and we had a great time. So, shout out to y'all. Also, did a whole bunch of charity events this week. One, thank you to anybody that showed up on Monday when we did the Tin Roof 2, and we raised $158,000 for the Charlie Daniels Journey Home Project for veterans. Thank you very, very, very much. Greatly appreciated. I was really honored to be a part of the event Wednesday in D.C. with Tom Hanks, as they're talking about, which is for the Heroes and History Makers Foundation, which goes to people that are taking care of our military veterans. It's all the caregivers. That's really something that gets overlooked a lot, and I think it's a fantastic foundation. I was happy to be there, happy to be a part of the night. Raised a bunch of money for them, which was incredible, and obviously, as much as I've been messing with Josh about hanging out with Tom Hanks, that was a lot of fun. So yeah, I pretty much had something every day of the week up until I flew to Dallas with some friends, which was another thing, but that was for fun. So it's been a really busy week for me, and got some meetings with the label about new music. So just know that's on the way. Obviously, I've been teasing All Dogs Go to Heaven, which I got to play at the Bluebird on Tuesday.
Oh yeah, that was my first time at the Bluebird. I ended up going.
I had no idea I was playing that song, because I was just like at the very last minute. I text one of the guys that was in the round with us and was like, "Are we doing new stuff tonight? I would do this." So I've never played it before outside of writing it, and so I was just sitting there like going through the chords right before we got started, going, do I remember what what order the chords are in?
The eternal struggle. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, is this minor? No.
It feels like that was forever ago after the week. That's why I didn't remember that was last week. But it was really cool. It was really intimate. The Bluebird is really intimate.
Well, it's been a long week, so it was a lot of fun. We got a lot of stuff done, and there's a lot of new stuff coming your way very, very soon. So
Did want to give a quick just note, a thank you, and obviously thinking of everybody in Florida post-hurricane relief, but we had an opportunity as the Quad, spearheaded by you, Chris, to donate to all those affected by Hurricane Ian in Florida to the Florida Relief Fund, which is the official relief fund of the state of Florida to help those affected by the hurricane. Truly honored, grateful that we were able to do that to help our friends and family, Haley and I's, back home in Florida. So thank you, and I hope that we can inspire you guys to help those that have been displaced, that need a meal, that need clothing, that need help in the state of Florida. So thank you so much for helping us do that to affect those lives.
yeah, man. Thank you for actually researching and figuring out where we needed to donate to, because a lot of the times that you go to donate to something, you don't know exactly where that money is going sometimes. I'm not saying that as a negative. I'm just saying you're like,
It's true.
Who do I donate to for this? And Rye, you spearheaded that. So thank you, buddy.
Cool. Well, appreciate it. And we're thinking of everybody back home in Florida, and certainly grateful that we can help out. Here's the Quad. With Chris Young on YouTube, youtube.com/squad. Rate, subscribe, review.
Immediately into
Subscribe.
Well, we're back.
Yeah.
We're back to monetizing now, so I got to make sure you guys are, helping us out a little bit. So, love you.
Every view matters.
share
Every like matters.
Share it.
So-
Algorithms. Got to build it up.
What are you listening to? I have an odd one. This was a guy that is on TikTok that I've seen quite a bit. This is a rapper, so for anybody that's expecting like classic country from me, you're not getting it this week. This is called Spinnin' by Connor Price and Benz. That's a song that I just like really dug into. Very cerebral, like the bars that he has lyrically are very, very interesting. So I'm going a little off the cuff today. Bear, what you got?
Well, every now and then I fall back into my old rock roots. And sometimes when that old rock female song comes on that you just want to scream at the top of your lungs, it happens. So for me, I'm going
Oh.
Melissa Etheridge.
I just put the two words together. Melissa Etheridge. I'm the only one.
Leavenworth, Kansas only. Let's go.
Wait, what?
She's from Kansas.
Oh.
Big Chiefs fan. Big Chiefs fan.
Yep.
Well, congratulations, everyone. Happy Taylor Swift new record week.
Oh, here it is.
I gave
She broke the record for Spotify streams for an album.
album in one day. Most streams of an album in one day.
That was not me.
I listened to all 20 tracks of the deluxe version. I have thoughts. I have some thoughts.
I'd like to hear him.
I'm not a fan of this record, and I'm a big Taylor Swift stan.
Wow. But
She's
by the way,
trying too hard.
Swiftie Nation is going to come at you.
No, it's okay.
Hard.
It's okay.
They haven't
I
come
have-
after me yet.
I have my reasons.
Let's not ask for that.
No,
please.
No, we love you, and
I have said nothing. This is
I am
the
a-
voice of Chris Young saying that.
This is
I
Josh
have
Glebe,
said
and my
nothing.
views are my own. There we go.
Go ahead.
There's a couple good songs. One of them is my pick for this week. It's called Vigilante S Word. I think lyrically, Taylor is really great. And I think that listening to this record, it's rehashed melodies and production ideas. And I'm just looking for, I've been watching a lot of documentaries with her. And it feels like, this is my opinion, this is not fact, this is Josh Glee's opinion after watching things and listening to things and being in the industry and whatever, that she doesn't have someone pushing back and going, no. It's a lot of yes people going, that's great, let's roll with that. And not someone going, that's a really cool idea, what's the next layer down from that? And so you don't get to what could be potentially the great stuff. You settle for the really good, and you don't get to the great. It's tough. I'm a big fan, but this record falls flat for me. But I do like that song, Vigilante S Word. Try not to curse.
Now I'm going to have to listen to it.
So take that for what it's worth. That's the Josh Glee review of the Taylor Swift record. But
The views expressed by Josh Glee on this podcast reflect only those of Josh Glee.
only Josh Glee, and not that of Chris Young Industries, the Quad Podcast, and anything RCA, Sony,
Just
or
like
anything.
my opinions of Taylor Swift are Haley's opinions only.
Lord.
And if you
feel like
follow
we had
me
to put
on
the
social media,
Ryan, what are you listening to this week?
Mine is a little off the wall as well. So, do you guys know I have just a tad bit of headbanging music in me? I love hardcore headbanging rock. A Day to Remember put out a new album, but it is
Like
not the new
scream
album.
rock?
Scream rock. I'm not going to go to A Day to Remember's new album. I'm going back to one of their old school songs on the Homesick album from 2009, Have Faith in Me. Love that song. Love A Day to Remember. It's one of those, there's some parallels between A Day to Remember and Hardy, which is kind of funny. There's a little bit of that pulling through, so I love it. It's great.
Aren't they going on tour with Hardy?
They are, I
Yeah.
believe so.
Yeah.
Are they not? Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Nice. Look at that.
All right.
Have
Let's
faith.
go to movies. Movies. Rotten Tomatoes, you suck.
oh yes, they do.
The views expressed by Chris Young on music
Nope.
do not reflect.
Nope. This reflects everybody.
I think everyone can agree.
Rotten Tomatoes,
sucks.
you've gone a bridge too far with this one. If you look at this movie, the movie this week was Black Adam. PG-13, 2022, action fantasy, 2 hours and 5 minutes. You are coming out swinging, stating that you just don't like superhero movies. And that is totally fine. But when you are a review service and you are supposed to say whether a movie is good or not, in this case, I believe you are flatly wrong. And not only flatly wrong, but unjustly wrong. Rotten Tomatoes has this movie at a 39%.
That's way too low.
IMDb has it as a 7.1, which that I get. You want to be critical of it. You want to be like, it's kind of like popcorn flick stuff, whatever. Facebook has it 4.9 out of 5. Google users, 94% like this movie.
There it is.
That discrepancy is way too big for this to be a bad movie. Rotten Tomatoes, you are wrong. You need to apologize to Dwayne Johnson. And I just want to say I am shocked at how much I liked this movie. They may have revived the DC franchise with this one film.
Whoa.
I agree.
In
Whoa.
ancient Kahndaq, Teth Adam was bestowed the almighty powers of the gods. After using these powers for vengeance, he was imprisoned, becoming Black Adam. Nearly 5,000 years have passed, and Black Adam has gone from man to myth to legend. Now free, his unique form of justice, born out of rage, is challenged by modern-day heroes who form the Justice Society: Hawkman, Dr. Fate, Atom Smasher, and Cyclone. All the props in the world to everyone on this cast.
Perfectly cast.
I mean, Pierce Brosnan was great in it. Dwayne Johnson, Sarah Shahi was awesome. I'm not going to give away the we don't want to do this. No, don't do the spoiler. We're not even going to talk about the very end. But if you haven't seen this movie yet, I'm just saying go see it, because the very, very end of this movie is absolutely fantastic. Hang on, can I?
Yeah,
can
come
we
on
bring it?
in.
We're going to do a quick timeout. Old man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you are.
We got my
you
dad.
Yes, let's go. Come on.
Happy birthday
to you. Hey.
Happy
birthday to you. Hey. Happy birthday, dear Michael. Happy birthday to you.
What's up, old man?
Yeah.
Just hanging out?
Yep.
We going to dinner?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're paying.
Cool.
And a happy birthday.
You heard it here first. I'm paying for my dad's dinner. Love y'all.
We love you, Dad.
Love you guys. Try to behave.
We're trying.
Did you see how he looked directly at Haley?
We
he said
have
that,
some
like,
try to
we have
behave.
some things we're gonna handle later.
Oh Lord.
Behave. Oh, behave.
So
The thing about
I really
you're
thought
about
this
you're about to
movie-
say it. Just so you know, if you don't like superhero movies or you haven't watched any of the other DC movies, it doesn't matter. This movie is great on its own by itself.
Because it explains itself. I guess if you just don't know previous people.
But that's my thing is like DC has always had this problem with they feel like they need to catch up to Marvel, and so I feel like they force things into movies that you're like you have to know this, or they're like trying to make the Justice League movie so fast. I mean, we've had 3 different Batmans in the eras that they've been trying to create the Justice League. There's nothing wrong with that, but putting them all together in the same mythos has to happen structurally. Like there has to be a planned out, we're going to introduce this character, this character, this character. Okay, this one didn't work, so this one's not going to be there anymore. I think Marvel has been really adept at that. DC has had more of an issue. Obviously, they've had other issues outside, like Ezra Miller.
Sure.
They've had other issues with their casting and the problems. But this introduced multiple characters all at once, and it made it feel like, oh, we haven't seen this part yet.
Yeah.
And Dwayne Johnson
Killed it.
played this part to perfection. If you are a comic book fan or a comic book nerd, even if you aren't, you will understand who this character is by the end of this film. And it introduces multiple other people that they can use in future movies. I thought they nailed it. I thought they nailed the casting.
I was going to ask
I liked
about
everything about
I was
it.
going to ask about Dwayne Johnson. Admittedly, I have not seen the movie yet. I do intend to go see it. But
Which, by the way, I find it very interesting that they get all the way down to the, like, it's not even one of the main listed people, but Aldous Hodge as Hawkman was great.
Oh, he did so good.
He was great.
could you have recasted this movie with anyone
No.
to play
No.
Black
No.
Adam
No.
other than The Rock?
No.
Nope. The way that the dry humor that has to come off with such a seriousness, but yet I was laughing my booty off.
You could say ass on a podcast.
You could say ass.
I was laughing my ass off with such, and like just the super straight face that The Rock has just made it perfect as like he doesn't realize he's being funny as his character. I don't need a box with my lunch. I don't know why I love that line so much. It just was so good.
I think one of the biggest compliments I can give Dwayne Johnson is I stopped thinking of The Rock and I was just watching Black Adam.
Yes.
Like there's other movies he's been in where I'm like, oh, it's The Rock driving a car
Kevin
fast,
Hart,
or
yeah.
or he's in the CIA or whatever. Like, you're like, oh, it's The Rock doing some stuff. And this was the first time where I was like, oh, this is a character named Black Adam that I'm like watching. So that's one of the highest compliments you can possibly give, because that's great acting. I think also the wrestling background lets him deliver some of these lines in a perfect way that is perfect for superheroes.
By the way, the director, the producer, the writers of this
The action.
absolutely nailed it, because they took something that a lot of people don't know a whole lot about the history of as a character, and they made you want to root for him even though he's sort of an anti-hero.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's there's two things. Number one, and without giving away a spoiler at all, Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate was incredible. And I wish that there was a whole movie of just him.
I would love that as well. That was so good.
He is perfectly cast. He played it perfectly. It was just like, man, I really love this. Number two,
It's like dry sarcasm.
he nailed it.
Yeah.
He nailed it. Number two, this movie made me upset. And it made me upset that DC didn't do what Marvel did. They didn't keep Christian Bale as Batman. They didn't add Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman and like slowly integrate all these people, because this movie was so good and it made me look back at the whole history and go, like if they could have just looked forward and said, let's lock everyone down for 5 movies. Let's build this slowly, but have them all kind of fold over each other like Marvel did. And that's not to say that Marvel didn't recast people. They did. We had 3 different Incredible Hulks before we had Avengers.
Well, but again, this is why I say I think this movie may have saved DC.
The ending kind of ties it in.
We'll
Yes.
see. I hope so. I would love that. I really would. But it made me really bummed out that they hadn't done that up to this, because I think that would have just.
I wonder if they get away from because this is the other thing that they've always done that bugs me. They've got all of these things that already exist that writers have written over the years, right? That are stories that people love, that they have tied onto, they've latched onto, they work, they make sense. And instead, they try to take them and they try to twist them and they try to make them like their own thing. So it's not from the writer of blank. It's using the source material, but not really. Like, we're not copying this. We're making our own thing. And the problem is they haven't done it very well.
No.
And so even movies that I enjoyed but didn't love come off as disjointed and convoluted. And that's why everybody loves the Marvel stuff, is because it adheres to all of the plot lines and the history and all the stuff that's been written in the comics and the TV shows and all
so
this stuff over
if
years.
If you're nerds like us, that we already know what's going to happen,
right?
It's still,
you still enjoy
you
it.
still wanna see it played
If
out.
you're new to it, it still seems
it's still cool. Yeah.
cool. I think this is a turning point for DC, and I hope they capitalize on it.
I really do too.
Of the movies released since 2013, you're talking Man of Steel, Batman, Superman, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, Justice League, Wonder Woman 1984, Suicide Squad again, Black Adam. Best of all?
Yes.
Yeah. With Aquaman right behind it.
Yeah, Aquaman was really good, and now they just have to
Aquaman was 18, yeah.
fix some castings.
Well, that's another problem that DC is
they
running
keep
into, is
casting
they
messed
keep
up
casting people that get into trouble, which that's not necessarily DC's fault.
Are you
But-
excited for these upcoming films for DC? Shazam, Fury of the Gods, The Flash, Blue Beetle, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom.
Well, we
Those
don't
are
know
all
that
coming
The
up.
Flash is going to come out.
Yeah, we don't know
That's
what's happening.
one of the problematic ones.
Yeah.
So.
But
The Shazam trailer looked pretty good.
it did
But again, the tone of that one
is way different.
overall
Felt
is very different.
goofy,
Like
yeah.
technically, Shazam is supposed to be like the mirror opposite of Black Adam,
Right.
and they have to fight at some point. Which I don't mind. I would love to see them try and make that happen. I think that would be really cool.
I feel like they kind of do, considering it's the same god in both movies.
Well, no, it's the same magicians.
Magicians,
it's
yeah.
the set of gods is different. It's the Egyptian gods versus the Greek gods.
Oh yeah, so I'm talking about the guy
Yeah.
with the beard.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know. I hope so. I really do.
But yes,
I really hope that they look at this and they go, here's what really worked. Let's just double down on this. Double down. Nailed it.
On a good time.
Double down on a good time.
Yes, I was very happy with this movie. I thank you, DC, for doing it. Thank you, Dwayne Johnson, for
The writers, the
But-
producers, the directors.
for becoming the thing I know you could always be, and that is a hero in a movie. You were built to be a hero, and you pulled it off.
Question: is this Dwayne Johnson's best movie?
I don't know, The Mummy. Well, he
Yeah,
didn't
the
have,
Mummy he was actually really good in the Mummy.
even though it wasn't like a huge role.
I mean, I think y'all are forgetting some movies that he's done.
He's done a lot of
Pain and
great
Gain,
Walking Tall.
Walking Tall,
That was a good movie.
The Pacifier.
Burn Notice. Red Notice.
Wasn't The Pacifier Vin Diesel?
Probably.
Yeah.
What was the other one?
Jumanji.
The Tooth Fairy. Was that him? That was him.
Oh, Jumanji might be his best. You're right.
Oh,
You're
that
right.
was so
Jumanji was really
good.
good.
I mean, yeah, two different comedy aspects. For
What was
sure.
the other one with Emily Blunt on the
The Jungle Cruise.
Jungle
Jungle
Cruise?
Cruise.
That was good too.
Skyscraper, I really liked. I know a lot of people didn't like it.
I
but
know
liked
this.
it.
It's a good
So
question. I think this is his best movie.
He's setting a permanent character for
Yeah.
himself. Basically.
Scorpion King was good too when he did that.
I agree.
Because I feel like with all those other ones, while I like him in all of those other ones, I don't think anyone else could play him in Black Adam.
I don't. I agree with you.
Like Idris
Yeah.
Elba, like I don't think that he has the like dry comedic thing that The Rock does.
Just The Rock's face when he does those dry jokes is perfect.
Oh yeah, this is prior to Black Adam coming out, but according to Reddit, they have ranked Dwayne Johnson's top movies. I'll start at number 5. At number 5, according to Reddit, is Central Intelligence from 2016.
That was good.
That was good.
I actually really like him and Kevin Hart. The dynamic between those two is awesome.
Oh.
The
Hello.
web- I found this on the web too. Thank you for that. All right, at number 4,
Whose phone is
Fast 5
No, I'm not a Fast and
in
Furious
2011. Him v. Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
I would love to see those two fight. Just get in the ring, him and Vin Diesel. At number 3, The Other Guys with Samuel L. Jackson.
Eh,
Wow.
fan.
Oh, yeah.
that's a weird
decent.
one.
Okay. At number 2, Gridiron Gang from 2006. Or actually,
That's
you know,
not a
he's in
that's not a
football movie.
Dwayne Johnson movie. Is my point. Like I know they're
he's-
saying
he's
his
in
best
it,
roles,
but-
but yeah.
And according to ScreenRant.com, our good friends over there, which credited Reddit, Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle in 2017, the best
Yep.
Dwayne Johnson movie.
So
Yeah.
good.
It was really good.
But now Black Adam supplants that as the best movie
I think so.
he's
To
ever
me-
done.
To me, yeah.
I think so.
All right.
What are we watching next week?
What's that scary one that comes out?
No, no more scary ones. please.
Well,
Wait.
or that
It's
2 weeks.
Halloween,
That's 2 weeks.
man.
No more.
Yeah, we have to do Halloween.
We got to do a scary one. Sorry, Brian. We either go classic scary or
I could do like a classic
I heard,
scary.
I heard like Halloween ends. It's
Saw?
not very
You want to do
good.
like Saw?
I don't want to see that.
I don't want
Saw movies?
Why do
or
you want to go super gory?
Chucky?
to. What? Chucky?
I used to be
not-
so
I'm
frightened
not
by
seeing
Chucky
that movie.
movies.
I'm not a fan.
Poltergeist?
They made a new one.
Ooh, I could do Poltergeist.
God, that movie screwed me up for like a lifetime.
But
we had to
there
do
was
the
a new
original
one.
though. We
Yeah,
had to do
the
the
original.
original
Oh
Poltergeist. There
God,
it is.
Carol Ann, no.
So that scary movie was not coming out.
1982? The original 82 Poltergeist?
Yes.
Shout out to my parents for letting me watch that movie way too young. Connie, what are you doing?
It is right now available on HBO Max, for the record, and Amazon Prime Video for purchase, just so you know.
All right. Let's go to the hot take.
Hot take!
I'm going to say this very succinctly so that there's no confusion.
The views of Chris Young Music do not reflect.
No. No, this is not anything bad.
I'm dictating, so
I
don't screw this up.
haven't said anything bad this
I'm-
podcast, I don't think.
Just prefacing.
Did I?
No. You just called Aaron Rodgers Jay Cutler, but that's okay.
That's not what I said.
He said
Ryan.
people were interpreting. Nah, come on.
I
All
said
right.
there's
Forget that.
people that don't like his attitude, how he comes off on
cool. Yeah.
camera. That's all I said. I'm not. I like Aaron Rodgers.
And the
I'm
Nationals
not
won the
trying
World
to-
Series because Bryce Harper left.
I muted him.
Thank you. All right, celebrity you haven't met that you'd like to hang with. Now,
This is
I will
so
say
hard.
as a caveat, you can't go with Tom Hanks, Josh,
Okay.
because
But I haven't met him, and I would like to hang out with him.
well, you're probably going to get to. So that was kind of the point. Okay.
What?
Anyway, celebrity you haven't met yet that you'd like to hang out with, and then we're going to let people vote on who we pick. And I will start because I will go with the person that was in the movie that we talked about this week. It's Dwayne Johnson.
That's a good
The
one.
man likes tequila.
Yeah,
He's
that's a good one.
awesome.
But you might have a chance to do that.
But I haven't met him yet.
You two go back and forth on social media, don't you?
No. That's been a long time since we've gone
Didn't
back
he
and forth
quote-
on
he-
social
the
media.
man I want to be? Didn't he quote?
He
and
said
say
something
this
about
on
the man I
show?
want to be, but I've never hung out with him. I would like to hang out with Dwayne Johnson. That's my pick. That's a
good one.
fire
That's
pick.
That's a good one. Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people would love to hang with.
That's my point. I want to win the poll this week. And I want to hang out with Dwayne Johnson, so.
I didn't know I couldn't pick Tom Hanks. I'll go last. Let me think of something.
Go ahead.
So there's a lot of people that I'd love to hang out with, and the people probably think I'd pick Chris Evans, which that is definitely who I'd want to pick. But I'm so much more curious, and I'd hope you fall in love with me. But there is one more person that I would be more curious to hang out with because I just want to see who he is when you hang out with this person. After his roles, the way he does interviews, Jim Carrey.
Oh, Jim Carrey would be a great person to hang
I
out
just
with.
want to know if he's as goofy alone, just hanging out as he is every day. And
Probably not.
And his interesting character, it's just, I've been a huge fan of Jim Carrey for a very long time.
I like that pick, though. I'm not going to lie.
I like that pick too. So what character do you think that he would be in real life?
As much as I wanted to be the liar character or
Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura, the movie that I really fell in love with them was Bruce Almighty.
Okay.
Because it's just how he is when he becomes God is just like so entertaining. So would I love to see Ace Ventura and the other ones, and Me, Myself, and Irene was great. I know you're not a huge fan of that
movie.
But
I didn't even mention The Mask, which is one of his best movies.
I understand, but again, Bruce Almighty was one of the ones that I absolutely fell in love with. Jim Carrey. But
So Dwayne Johnson, Jim Carrey. Go ahead.
Josh, I could see is deep in thought here.
Well, I just thought of one, and then I forgot that him and I high-fived, so technically we have met, so I cannot do
okay,
one
I'll
that I was
go-
thinking.
Look, do you just want to go? Just go Tom Hanks.
No.
I'll
It's
go with
okay.
mine, and let's build up the drama for what Josh is going to go with here. So I thought deeply about this. If it was actors, maybe someone that was a sports celebrity, but I settled on a female that I think would be awesome to just kick back, watch a game, and have a beer with. I think Mila Kunis would be.
Oh yeah,
that's a good one.
That is such a good one.
I want to hang out with her on a Sunday fun
that's
day,
a hot
kick back,
take.
watch some
I
football,
love
throw
that.
down some beers, have her take more shots than me, and just absolutely have a blast. So Mila Kunis, if you hear this, I'm saying.
There you go. I like that one. I like that pick a lot, Rye.
I think she'd be fun.
That's
and
a
plus,
good
I
pick.
feel like we needed a female to hang
We
out
needed
with
a female in the
So,
group, yeah.
Mila Kunis, slide in the DMs.
No. No.
She's married, so no, don't do that at all.
No, do
Ryan.
not do that. Please, the opinions of Ryan Bass do not reflect.
The thirst of Ryan Bass do not reflect the rest of the Quad podcast. The one I wanted to pick that's not Tom Hanks was Paul Rudd, but I did have an interaction with him at a St. Jude
you met him.
celebrity poker thing, so I can't
Paul
do
Rudd's
that.
good.
So I will go with my third choice.
Third.
Yeah. I like this person because of their sarcasm, their humor, and I think that I would just have a lot of questions and stories and things that I would like to hear from Mr. Ryan Reynolds.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Oh, that might win.
might
That's
win.
everyone's man
His
crush.
role
might
in Remember
win.
the Titans, especially, right?
That might win. I mean, I feel like that's kind of the same. I wonder if this splits the vote because that's kind of the same space as Dwayne Johnson in a different way.
I'm going to be honest. This might be our most competitive poll we ever do.
This is competitive.
I've got to imagine this is going to come down to a very slim margin.
All right, guys, make sure you go vote, like, subscribe, rate, review. From all of us at the Quad Podcast, love you guys. We are having a very special Halloween episode next week, so make sure you don't miss that. From Haley, Ryan, Josh, and myself, we love you guys. Thanks for listening. And